ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, this is my co-host Teddy, and today we're checking out a more budget-orientated gaming mouse. It's this guy right here from Corsair. It's the Corsair Harpoon RGB, of course, because it's Corsair, gaming mouse. So yeah, this one looks quite interesting. I wanted to test it out because, you know, it's always fun doing the really high-end gaming mice like the G900, but sometimes it's good to go down a bit, go down a level and check out some of the ones that more people will be actually able to afford. So let's jump in first then and talk about the key specs then. So sensor-wise, it's coming with the PixArt PMW3320 sensor, which goes up to 6,000 DPI. Switches-wise, it's coming with the Omron switches. Weight-wise, it's coming in at 85 grams, which is definitely on the light side of things, so people that like a lightweight gaming mouse will really like this. It's coming with a 1000 Hz polling rate and a cable length of 1.8 meters. It's not a braided cable, this is a rubber cable also. And it has a 2-year warranty. So now let's go over the looks then. You know, not that important, but some people like a good looking gaming mouse. So yeah, looks-wise, it's very basic. It has this matte black look, which we've seen for a while now. They've been doing this for quite a while. Now, it is a right-hand only gaming mouse, so if you're left-handed, sorry, it's not going to work for you. It is sloped, it is set up for right hands only. And yeah, overall, it's quite a basic-looking gaming mouse. It has the Corsair RGB logo at the back there to light up. You know, that spices it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's, I don't know, it's just pretty standard looking. And yeah, that's not always a bad thing. Plenty of people out there don't want a really extravagant looking gaming mouse. They just want something a bit more minimalistic and a bit more basic. And for those people, I think they will really like this. Now let's move over to something more important, which is comfort. So size-wise, this is actually quite small. I have quite large hands, so I felt it just felt small in my hand. Now that's not the end of the world because, you know, someone with, say, medium-sized hands or small hands will probably really like it for that reason. The sides sink in quite a bit. I don't know how I feel about this. It has the rubberized, like, sort of feel to it, which is good in terms of grip. It's alright on the left-hand side where your thumb would be, but the other side, it just feels kind of strange. Your fingers don't rest very well. And yeah, I think design-wise, it was just a little bit off, and on the sides, that was really where it let me down. It just felt a bit wrong. I don't know why. Yeah, so comfort-wise, I would say it's alright. For people who have a claw grip, I think it would be better. But palm grippers, I think it might not be that ideal, honestly. Comfort-wise, it's just not that good, I don't think. If you had really small hands and you're a palm gripper, then I think you'd probably get away with it. But for everyone else, yeah, it was a bit of a letdown in terms of comfort. Let's move over to the accuracy and sensitivity. Let's talk about that sensor. So again, this was a little bit of a letdown for me as well. Now, the PixArt sensor was good, but it just felt like something was a little bit off for some reason. It was okay in FPS gaming. I didn't really notice any problems there. It's more when you start to play RTS type games and you're having to make careful, precise type clicks. Then I noticed I was running into a few problems. Now, it may just be the one I was testing, but it was something I did notice. And yeah, I can't say I was a big fan of it. But it does have 6,000 DPI, so that's good. You know, yeah, that's more than enough for the vast majority of users out there. That's absolutely heaps. And it will still get you by very nicely. I think maybe if you paired it with a really high-end mouse pad as well, it might alleviate it a bit. Generally, the PixArt sensors are pretty good, so I don't know what the reason was this one, but the sensor to me only felt like okay. It was only good. It wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. Let's talk about the buttons and the scroll wheel then. Alright. So it features the Omron switches, which, as you guys know, are very good. Yeah, so the right and left click were fantastic. Maybe a tiny bit, they felt, it could be the design, they felt a tiny bit mushy to me, but still pretty damn good, so no real complaints there. The scroll wheel, worked nicely. It was a bit stiff, a bit slow for me, but other people may not have that issue with it. I'm quite funny when it comes to scroll wheels, so maybe it was just me. There's a DPI button behind that, which is, you know, pretty straightforward what that does. And then the forward and back buttons on the left-hand side for your thumb. Those are nice. Up, out of the way, I didn't accidentally click at all with those, so that's good, because sometimes they make them too big, too chunky, and position them wrong, and you always end up hitting them. But that wasn't the case with this particular gaming mouse. Now, as far as additional features go, it's coming with the Corsair Q software, which has so much customizability. It's fantastic. There's just everything you'd ever need. It is quite complicated though, and it takes a while to learn, so it's definitely not the easiest software to use, which has been my main complaint since I first used it about 2.5 years ago. But yeah, it's, you know, it's probably the best one out there in terms of share what you can do with it, but it's very difficult to learn by comparison to some of the other gaming softwares out there. Which brings us now to the conclusion, and what do I make of the Corsair Harpoon RGB gaming mouse? So it's coming in at 69 New Zealand dollars over on Playtech right now, so it's definitely in that budget gaming mouse territory. And for that, I think it's only okay in terms of value for money. It could have been better. There's a few issues there in terms of the design, which I think makes the comfort a bit funny. People with smaller hands, it probably won't be as bad, but for the people with larger hands like me, it will be an issue. And yeah, I just think they could have designed it slightly better. I think that's its main failing. So if you're someone in the market now for some more budget-orientated gaming mouse, I would possibly look towards the Logitech lineup. Something like the G403, the cabled version, comes in at a similar price point, and I would definitely recommend that over the Corsair Harpoon here. But that's not to say the Corsair Harpoon is, you know, totally bad. It would still be perfectly viable. It's just not as good as it should be, even for the low price point it's coming in at. Now, I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.